Welcome to Acadium on Air. I'm Tom Udovich, and I'm here with our esteemed and good friend, Dr. John Isidore, good friend of Acadium. We've been working with people's money for decades now. It means different things to different people. We found Dr. John. His story was a little compelling. It certainly moved me. It actually brought me to tears when I heard the story. So welcome, sir. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm good. I'm doing
All right.
well. Thank you.
Well, first of all, can we ask about your background?
I'm Dr. Jean Isidore, as you already alluded to. I was born in Haiti, and my parents have the Haitian background as well as Dominican background. When we first came here in the U.S., I live in New York City, like I said before, and then now I've been living down in Florida for about 5 years now. I have a wife and 2 kids, which I live with, and that's the gist of it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was money like growing up for you?
Money, we didn't really have much, and we was born in a poor family, and my dad, it's actually a long story. The way my dad met my mom back in Haiti, my dad was working for my mom, I believe, in the household where my mom has a little bit more money than she did. Well, the family did.
Okay.
The family did. So then I was born. My mom's parents did not accept the fact that I was born, and my mom, they give her an ultimatum where she had to get rid of me, and she tried her best.
So it was like a society type of thing. Your mom came from we would say higher class. And
Yes.
Your dad, okay.
Yes.
And they didn't want you as a result.
They
of
didn't
that.
want me as a result because
Okay.
they didn't match as far, they wasn't part of the my dad wasn't part of that class.
Okay.
And so I was given away to someone else, and eventually find my way to be living with my sisters. With my dad's sisters, and at this point, I never really knew my parents until I turned about 9 or 10 years old.
Okay.
So growing up, we didn't have anything. We didn't have any money. So money to me means totally different than what most people money means to most people. For me, it's like a means to an end, and it's
Right.
not ours. It's not something that you own. In my perspective, it's just pretty much something that God has provided for you to just live a life, and that's what money means to me.
I know that faith is a driver for you. How would you say that faith and money have intersected in your life?
Faith and money to me, I feel like God provides, and then you go about reciprocate some of it. And I am a product of this. The reason why I actually started this charity. It is a charity organization, and the reason why my sole reason for starting is because I feel like I'm a recipient to someone who had helped me in the past, and for 45 years later, I'm still here, and because of that help that someone rendered to my dad, my parents, and that's why I'm here. So for me, money is just a means to an end, and how I plan to go about. How do I put this in my religious faith and money to me is just connected as far as God provides, and we have to continue
So
doing.
tell me more about that part of it, where you were talking about, how it all came together.
The way it came together, it's that my dad started this organization. He actually currently lives in Haiti. He was here for a number of years. He was here way before me, and I've been in this country for over 30 years. He was here way before me. And then he moved back to help people. He's a preacher now. I think he has a church. He now is living in Haiti. And
That's a big move.
Yeah.
You come to the United States and then you go back to
yeah,
Haiti?
he moved there, and with everything going on, he's still there.
Right.
And I tell him, when you coming back? He's like, no, I'm here for stay, because he has a calling. He had a calling where he actually lives. He moved to Haiti, and the idea to just help 1 or 2 people. And then now he started with like 4 or 5 kids in Haiti. Now he actually have about 90 kids that actually 90 kids.
And he knows all of them by name, right?
No, I don't know if he does, but he probably
Do they have
knows
a number,
by
like
numbers.
a bank account?
Maybe like number 22,
Right.
And then he also foster for over 200 other kids. And
Wow.
I've
That's
been,
incredible.
I like traveling a lot, and whenever I can afford to. But I've been to Ghana, and when I went down to Ghana, I've seen kids in the streets that don't have anything, and they handicapped. So when I interviewed some of these parents, and these parents I said, well, if you don't have any means to take care of these kids, why do you have so many kids? And they tell me, well, The reason why we have that many kids is because kids or prosperity that they know eventually that they the one that's gonna grow up to take care of us. But I'm like, well, if you can't take care of them now, there was like, well, that's just the way that's our culture. We feels that if the more kids we have, the more possibility we have to get out of the current situation. But then I also noticed something which they shared with me. If the kids has any form of disability, they tend to get rid of them. And
Like
I
a
say,
stray dog almost,
yeah,
right?
pretty much. Like, you're not good. You no good to us. You can't.
So in terms of like what disabilities, like you like
It could be as well as walking with a limp. If they look any different from the norms, they're not gonna have any jobs. So
they literally put them on the street and say
pretty
fend
much
for yourself
That's
at a young age.
At
right?
a young age, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and these kids. And I watched these kids, and that came with the idea. And I said, well, if I just had the mean to be able to help, just like my dad, be able to help these kids get to a point where they don't have to survive, because it's wild out there, you know. If that could find a way to provide for them as well as giving him a roof over their heads, that would be a means of survival for them.
Right.
So then I went there, and also my dad, we talked. He started his in Haiti with no funding, and sometime he calls me and I help him. He retired and he used all his own money, which is also what I plan to do, because I've already invested and I want to put my own money just to start this organization in order for me to be able to help someone.
So unlike a lot of people in the United States, it's all about traveling and enjoying things and being a little bit on the selfish side, right?
Yeah.
So yours is a family legacy, right?
Yeah,
so it's second generation.
Yes, as much as possible, because when I went to school, I actually got my doctorate in education and kids with special needs. And my son has special needs. My son has autism. And here, he lives in the U.S., and there's resources all over the place.
Sure.
But for another third world countries such as Ghana and Africa and Haiti, they don't have these resources, and these kids just get thrown in the streets. And for me, the goal for this organization is to be able to help them in regards to that.
So let me understand. So your dad was, in your mom's eyes, a second-class citizen.
Yes.
Your dad then made it here in the United States.
Correct.
Then your dad goes back to Haiti, and he's taking care of 90 kids at this point, which probably will be 180 in no time at all.
It's over
right?
200 in total. He has 90 that currently lives with in his own house, but then he's fostered for over 200 kids.
The Haitian and the Ghana, or Ghana obviously moved you, even though you're originally from Haiti.
Right, that's correct. Ghana was the one that actually moves me, and I was able to interview the couple parents, and they shared this information with me, which is where I feel like, okay, this needs to start at least in Ghana.
You get a PhD in education and child caring services.
Yeah.
And you're now going to be giving back to children in Ghana, and you're probably going to be helping out your dad in Haiti.
Yes, that's just the gist of it. But this stems from, actually, the name of the company's called U-Candoor, and that stems from the Philippians 4:13, where I can do all things in God's who strengthen me. So the can do attitude is embedded in the name. So which I know that's going to help with just connecting and helping these kids who feels like there's nothing else in this world that they could do other than just be there and just wait for the day they die. But I want to be able to say, you can do this if you have just a little bit of
So
help.
you're not only just donating your money, you're donating your time and your effort and everything else. So you're all in.
Yes, sir.
You're all your chips.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nothing else.
I mean, that's I did know that coming into this, but it continues to move me. I get little nuggets from you as we continue to talk. Let me ask you, though, since this is a financial network, what does financial planning mean to you?
So for me, you work, God provides the opportunity for you to work, and you use what you earn to help others. That's in my opinion. That's what I feel like it means to me. But also, it may mean different things to other people. Yeah. And I have a little prop that I showed with you. This can right here, which actually embedded in my logo, the U-Candoor, it's embedded in my logo. This, when you go to third world countries such as Haiti, such as Africa, this is a mean of survival. This, a child who's dying knows that they see this can, that they could live another day. Something, whatever it's in it, that's gonna provide them food at least for one more day. They know they could survive, and that's why this, for a child that's in a third world country, this is money to them. Where mine is services and this is money to them.
Yeah, we call that currency.
Right.
Currency means different things to different people.
Right,
So
right.
obviously, having shelter, having food, having water are the basic needs
That's
to
correct.
survive.
That's correct.
And here in the United States, we don't even really think about that stuff.
No,
You know,
we take
it's,
it for granted a
yes,
lot.
we do. We
Yeah.
do. We
And
do.
then, but these kids, they see this, they said, okay, I know whatever it's in it is going to help me survive another day.
That's unbelievable. It kind of brings you back to basics a lot of time. How can people become involved with your vision? Because I mean, it moves me, and I feel like I'm being lazy.
I mean, the vision is simple. If you want to help, that we already started. If you want to help, my contact number as well as the address is gonna be there, so they can. If you want to help, I already invested my own money, like I said before. But if you really want to help, so I can get this whole plan started. But the plan is to start it out in Ghana, and we want to provide food, we want to provide shelter, and eventually education for some of these kids. Especially, we're gonna start with kids with special needs, the one who has no hope, the one who's out living in the street, and the one who knows that there's nothing else they can do. I want to give them that can-do attitude, that it is possible, that something positive can happen, and that's where we want to start.
Incredible. And a lot of people have more money than they need. So it's not a matter of taking their retirement distribution, because they don't even need it at that point.
Right.
And then we start talking about charitable giving and philanthropic, and that's just that's a happy story for us as financial planners, knowing that our clients are going to make it to the finish line where they will, I hate to say it, but their money will outlive them.
Right.
Right? So, you know, with that being said, finding out about people so passionate like you, like your dad, you know, that, you know, his story coming from nothing, doing well, and then wanting to give back. And to me, you think about your deathbed a lot.
Right.
And you think about, do you have regrets? Or did you have a good, meaningful life where you gave back to others? And that's what I guess we call that a legacy, right?
Right.
So it's not like, to me, I like to refer to it as being the richest person in the graveyard. Do you really want to be that person?
No.
Or do you want to take care of 90 other people that you've impacted
You
their
have
lives?
to. Yes. Yes.
It's incredible. I'm so happy that you spent time with us today.
Yeah.
And at Acadium, we will do anything to try to get the word out for you and for others. I mean, this is one story of many people that give back to the world, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I feel like if I have one successful story, one kid, one student, somebody that was unfortunate that's living in there, and they grow up through the program, the same program that I'm a recipient of, that able to get me today, and I have a successful story. If one person can come back eventually and say that they benefited from this program and now they're doing well, that's what we call
pay it forward, right?
Oh yes,
right?
That would be the goal for me. That would be I feel like I've accomplished something.
Yeah, I couldn't
in
agree
life.
more.
Doesn't matter how much money that I've earned, doesn't matter what I've done, because I've done a lot of things for myself for profit, but this non-profit organization would be the first thing. That's the closest to my heart.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate you sharing your story, and well, we'll certainly try to help you out as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for joining us on Acadium On Air with Dr. Gene Isidore. We will certainly get information out regarding him and his charity, his bio, but he's a fascinating individual, and we're glad that we've had him here today. So thank you for joining.